What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's Apex Predator here. So, new track, as you can see, Red Bull Ring. This came with the latest update. And I thought you can just join me for, as we just restart that, you need to get a good drive out of that corner. So I figured, as it's a new track, we'll hop on board. You can see my quality lab. We can talk a little bit about the track. So it's Group 2 cars. This is just a daily race, by the way. So daily race C. It's at the Red Bull Ring, formerly known as the A1 Ring. A few of you Toka race driver fans might know it from that game. I think it was in, I had an old PC game called like British Superbikes or something, like Superbikes 2000 or Superbikes 2001, something like that, and I think it was in that game. It was either that game or Toka where I first learnt this track, but anyway, it's been in a few Gran Turismos, and it's notoriously quite a slippy track. So that's the main reason I've chosen the Lexus for this race, just because I feel like the stability will help me get out of the corners. So but yeah, you've got that sort of hairpin that we just did there, big break uphill, and then obviously because it's all about key is getting the drive out, but turn one's pretty much the same as well. You've got quite a sharp turn, it sort of opens up a bit, but because it's slightly uphill, it's all just about the exits. Middle sector's about balancing the car. So mid-engine cars do quite well through this sector because it's just about sort of turning in and just getting that balance right. Not particularly good lap. And by the way, this is my first and only sport mode race on this track. I just wasn't really feeling it. I mean, watch the race, and I think you'll probably see why. But I mean, this is just pretty much how I've been finding sport mode recently. But anyway. Update. So we've got Red Bull Ring, as you can see. We've also got 12 new cars. I'm not going to go through them all. I'll just pick out the sort of noticeable, or the notable ones, in my opinion. So you've got the Mark IV Ford, that's an old Gran Turismo staple, the old GT40 racing car. Similarly, the Shelby Cobra, the Daytona, Shelby Cobra, the Shelby Cobra, the Daytona version, the coupe, that's a Gran Turismo staple as well. Expensive car. We've got the Lancia Delta, amazing car, definitely going to buy that, and it doesn't cost 20 million. Mini Cooper S, awesome little car from the 60s. And we've got the VW 1200, which I'm not that familiar with. It looks like a Morris Minor, if any of you UK lot can back me up on that. Is it the same car as the Morris Minor? Very similar, because you know how like if any of you know what a Mazda 121 is, it's pretty much a Ford Fiesta. So I'm just wondering if this Morris Minor VW 1200 thing is kind of an early example of that, or if it's just a completely different chassis. Could well be. I probably should research it. We've got the Amuse S2000, another Gran Turismo favourite, and then a couple of other little sort of old school cars sprinkled in as well. So 12 cars in total. Nice little update. Loads of people are moaning about the price, but I mean, yeah. What are you going to do? I remember the first Gran Turismo I played, well, the first one that I owned, I'd played a few around friends and stuff, but I didn't own a games console until quite late. So the first one I owned was GT3, and I seem to remember the first week or so of owning that game, all you do is grind for money to try and buy a car. So, I mean, things have moved on, I know, so it's not so much of an argument, but I mean, I'm not bothered. I bought a 20mm Ferrari on this game a few months ago with my 20mm credits, just because I had the 20mm, and you can't, it's capped at 20mm, so you can't earn more. So I was like, well, I might as well buy something with it, so bought the Ferrari. We're back up to about 12mm now, so in another month or so I could probably afford another 20mm car. It's just, you know, don't sweat it. I mean, and that's just, I don't even play on a single player either, so that's just earning money online. As you do the little traction control start thing here. Alright, so lap 1, group 2. Nice and cautious into turn 1. Got this guy up the inside. And I don't know what that was in front. Track limits are a bit weird here. You shouldn't really run really wide on the exit of turn 1, but it's kind of always been a thing. I like that it's got the red track surface, so I think we got a little weird, you can't really see it on video, but we got a bit of contact from that yellow car behind, and then another bit of contact, and then here we go, down to last. I love sport mode. So, alright. It's probably looking at 1 to 2,000 DR lost at the moment. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, you just need to do more than one race, to be honest with you. If you come onto sport mode and you look to just have a little, you know, relaxing one race and then leave it, forget it. It's not going to happen. I think you need to invest a couple of races just so that if something like this happens, it doesn't matter, just go into the next one. The problem is though, it's kind of in between. So in GT6 they had this thing called shuffle races where it was kind of an online matchmaking system, a little bit like sport mode. I'd say it was definitely early sport mode development. And what it did was it gave you a set race and a set class of car, or it would loan you a car, or you could pick from a group of cars within a class. So it kind of like sport mode, but without as good a matchmaking. Wasn't, what's the word? ELO based, isn't it? If you look at on Wikipedia, ELO based matchmaking. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so back in the day, you do like one of those shuffle races, and it was 50-50 whether you got taken out in turn 1, to be honest with you. But it didn't really matter back then. But it matters a bit more in sport mode because there's more on the line. So it's just what it is. But I mean, I don't know. I've not really been finding the time to put into sport mode lately, and this race is pretty much why I was quite up for having a few races when I hopped onto this. We've got all week for this race, so I don't know what I'm doing here. I wasn't trying to go around the outside. I was just expecting him to have got further through the corner. Same here a little bit as he kind of swings that right, pushes us off. I mean, that's kind of to be expected really. I'm not sure what I'm doing around the outside there, but I'm just so much faster than these guys now at this point. It's a bit... It's hard to race people when there's that much time gap, is kind of what I'm trying to get at. So, yeah, it's my fault looking around the outside, but I wasn't really looking there. I was just trying to crack on and do my own thing. I mean, I'm fuel saving and everything, so it's not like I'm pushing really hard. Like I'm trying to be super aggressive around the outside. I'm just trying to put my car somewhere. I'm just trying to not run into the back of these people. Anyway, we're going to shoot past this guy, and then we're going to cut to a little bit later in the stint because there's a bit of empty track in front of this guy, so not much to see. Crucial to get a good drive out of here. That's the only reason I'm using traction control really, just for that one corner. It's so much easier to get the drive out. Very easy to overshoot this corner, most people do. Try and sort of turn it in loaded on the front, so you trail brake a little bit into that corner because the corner drops downhill. Anyway, cut to a bit later on, lap 6. Start to pick up the dirty air a bit. Thank you, that's a nice 4 to 5 second penalty, some more negative SR, lovely stuff. Classic sport mode. Alright, so after that penalty I cut to the end of the 7th lap, which is when we've ended our first stint. So coming out of the pits, on to lap 8, start of stint 2. Fair enough. See, I think you can tell this is genuinely my first race on this combination. But like I say, I'm just hopping on, just trying to have a bit of casual racing. I'm not trying to take sport mode too seriously right now. And I mean, and this race is exactly why. Exactly why, because it would be so frustrating if I spent any more time than I did trying to get a lap on this. I mean, you guys saw me qualify. The lap we entered with, I did during that little 5-minute session at the start of the video. So, yeah, I'd be more annoyed if I was really, you know, felt like I had a good practice and had good pace, and then I got punted off on lap 1. But as it was, punted off on lap 1 from mid-pack. I'm not going to lose much sleep over it. It's just annoying, way too hot in there. didn't want to get punted. That's the other thing that tends to happen when you start racing these guys. Half just expecting to get hit up the back every corner, so sort of subconsciously you tend to just carry more speed than you would like into the corners because you're trying to keep them further away in your mirror. So it's just a recipe for disaster. Might come on a bit later in the week. Have another go because I like the track. I like Red Bull Ring. It's a track that I couldn't get on with for a long time when I first started to learn it. But it's one of those tracks that once you get it, it's nice. But yeah, very slippy, notoriously slippy track. I'd say it's certainly one of the slippiest tracks in GT6. I'm struggling to think of another track that's as slippy. In this game. Tracks like Interlagos, quite slippy on the curbs, aren't they? And in fact, I'd actually say that in GT Sports, this track's not as slippy as it was in previous titles. Certainly this last corner, well, the last two corners, you get anywhere on the outside and you lose traction. Don't think you can get away with using this much curb. He'd end up doing a Vettel. Do you remember when he had that spin? Just missed that wall on the right? Was that 2015, was it? 2014? Somewhere around then, wasn't it? I seem to remember. So yeah, you can use a lot of that exit runoff. The red painted tarmac. Is it more abrasive if it's got less traction? I think so. It's a slippier tarmac anyway. Whether it's less abrasive or more abrasive, I guess in a game, who knows? But it's slippier. It's certainly slippier. So I think what they've done there is that if you need to use it because maybe someone's had a little look at the inside and you've just been knocked wide or something, then you can use it. But you're not going to be getting as much traction on it as you would on the racetrack. But it does mean that you can take a much wider angle through the corner. So it probably is faster still to not quite do the corner properly and use a bit of that runoff. But I like that it's at least a slippier bit of tarmac, you know, and it's red. So I mean, and like I say, this is my first race, so if I get a bit of time, I might do some more, and I'll experiment a bit more with that bit of runoff and see what's going on with it. Love this bit again. You know, don't get on the red there. Try and keep all your wheels on. The same here. Don't get on the red. Try and keep all your four wheels at least on that bit of curve, and you'll be all right. Now check this out. Look at the gap to me and the car behind. It's about 8 tenths. It's loads, isn't it? You can't even see him in the mirror. Oh, never mind. I love sport mode. But this triggered me, this race. I've never won for getting triggered like this, but this race that was just it. That was the last straw. All the first lap, whatever. I'm kind of expecting it. I don't care. Getting hit off on the outside on that lap one from that guy that I showed you. Again, whatever. I don't know what I'm doing around there. It's clumsy. I let it go. Don't care. That one really pissed me off because that guy, I didn't even know he was there. He was so far behind. He came from absolutely nowhere. And yeah, I just flipped. So it's about 5 seconds, I think, to me and him, and we've got, what was it, 2.5 laps from the time it happened? 2 laps now. Can I make that gap back? Well, no one else does this corner properly, so might as well join the club. Definitely catching him up. Too hot there, but better than getting hit off the track like last time. I used some exit there because why not? looks like you can get away with it, so yeah, there you go. Slow there. Slightly too eager on the throttle at first, and you saw how wide it made me, and then I had to wait ages until I could get back on the throttle, so yeah, not good. Looking for a big chuck in here. That's for one. Look at the gap coming down. Look at the gap coming down. I think he's starting to realise. You done fucked up, son. Oh, now you definitely fucked up. Now this isn't a proper, look, I brake a bit, so I don't properly arsehole him. Yeah, how'd you like it? Little prick. Anyway, that was my venture into sport mode for the day. My one and only race. That's probably going to be my one and only race for the week, to be honest, because this is what happens. I do a race and I just get really salty with it, so if I hop on Gran Turismo again, I'm probably going to be doing some go-karting in the lobbies, so if you want to find me, that's where I'm going to be. Not sure I'm going to do any more sport mode, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. I like the track, I just don't like people, so I don't know. Anyway guys, I don't know what I'm on about in this video. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you can sort of understand a little bit that, yeah, I'm being proper salty, but it's hard, you know, it's hard. You guys can have a bad race, you can rage quit, it doesn't matter, but it's hard work trying to be super positive all the time when you're just getting donked like that. Anyway guys, hope you're all doing well. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if I've still got my sanity, I'll see you all fairly soon for another one. Alright, thanks guys, take it easy, bye.